Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days in 900 Seconds, Season 10, Episode 17. It feels like 217. You may now kiss the bride. Now, if I say that this has been the longest fucking season ever, it has been the longest fucking season ever. If I was going to give this whole season a grade, okay, I would give it a D minus, honestly, because it's been so fucking painful. If I was going to give this particular episode a grade, I would give it a C, okay? Let's set 900 seconds on the timer and let's hop right into it. So first we start off with Nikki and Igor. That's all I have to say. Okay, Nikki is leaving Moldova. Igor is finally getting rid of her. You know, internally, he's like doing the jump for joy. Okay. So they're getting ready. She's leaving. He's blow drying his hair. And he has Nikki on the back of his shirt. Literally, he has Nikki on the back of his shirt. I'm like, what the fuck? So, as Nikki had to let us know, okay, they had sex after the engagement celebration. And in her words, her coochie's happy, she's happy, his wee-wee's happy, he's happy, everybody's happy. And I'm sitting there going, everybody except the audience, Nikki, TM fucking I. But anyway, he's driving her to the airport and they're going to stop at his mom's house so Nikki could say goodbye to mom. Now, this was a very sweet scene. Okay. Mom had a whole bag of gifts for Nikki, you know, jewelry, sparkly stuff that she knew Nikki would like, gives Nikki a big hug, calls her daughter, all sweet stuff. But knowing that they're going to break up, okay, and this is just all bullshit, I was just like, oh, geez. But anyway, the scene was sweet. Nikki says goodbye to mom. She gets back in the car. And Nikki says in her confessional that it feels so great being accepted into his family, that, you know, his mom accepts her and all that great stuff. So Igor is driving extra slow to the airport, okay, even though, you know, internally, he's dancing for joy eternally, okay? So anyway, he's telling her, oh, I'm going to miss you. She's like, you better not cheat on me or I'm going to cut your dick off. And they get to the airport. He gives her a super long hug and sends her on her way. Don't cry, Nikki. Don't cry. See you never. Goodbye. Okay. So that's where we leave with Nikki and Igor. So now we move on to Sophie and Rob, the Wish version of iced tea and cocoa. Okay, so Sophie and mom are going to go shopping for her bouquet, and Rob the knob just drops her off without popping in to say hi to Claire. Now we know that him and Claire are butting heads big time, okay? But I say that was kind of a knobbish move, but not just popping in and saying, hi, Claire, how you doing? See you later. I'm not going to stick around. Flowers is chick shit, whatever. But that was a knobbish move, okay? He practically pushed Sophie out the car and was like, I'll see you later. Go shopping for flowers with your mom. Okay, so her mom is like, where's Rob? And she's like, oh, Rob is at home because things are awkward between you guys and whatever. And Sophie's like, I really don't want to talk rubbish about the man that I'm about to marry. Sophie, you've been talking rubbish about him this whole season, okay? So, anyway, so they're going to Santa Barbara to get married, okay? And they're going to spend a night in the hotel the night before their wedding. So, the day of their wedding, all they have to do is get up from the hotel and go. So, Claire is going to spend the night before they leave to Santa Barbara in the apartment that doesn't have an indoor bathroom. I don't know why Claire just didn't stay in her hotel room, but for some reason, she decided it would be a wonderful idea to spend the night in a 2x4 room that has a dog, her daughter, her daughter's fiance that she calls Rob the Knob, and doesn't have an indoor bathroom. Okay, so anyway, when she gets there, from the moment she gets there, things are awkward. Nobody's helping her with her bags. Rob is not moving a finger. He's not moving a hair follicle. He's like, bitch, you could struggle with your bags. I don't care. Okay. So her mom is like, what's going on here, Rob? You're acting like a knob again. And they get into a big fight. Okay. Her mom goes outside and she says the line of the episode that I think I'm going to use in my life. Okay. She says, what the hell did she say? She said, I would rather stick an epidural in my forehead, in the middle of my forehead, than deal with this Rob the Knob. Okay. And that should make me laugh. So anyway, Claire tells her daughter, why can't we go back to the hotel? Like, I really don't want to spend the night here. And I'm thinking, Claire, why the fuck are you there in the first place? Like, why didn't you just stay in your hotel? But we know this is all probably producer driven just to cause drama. So Rob is like, maybe I shouldn't be such a knob, and maybe I should blow up the air mattress and act like I give a shit. So while Claire is outside bitching about him to Sophie, he's inside blowing up the air mattress like do 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 do, and then he makes the bed like a hotel bed and gets right back in his bed with his phone like, now what you got to say, Claire? So Claire admits that she might have flew off the handle and she didn't need to fly off the handle. It just all comes out of a place of feeling uncomfortable. And when she's uncomfortable, she has a tendency to act prickly. Okay, I get it. So she's like, I'm looking forward to this wedding. Let's change up the mood. Thank you so much, Rob. I'm gonna go to bed now. And he tells Claire, he's excited. He's been waiting all his life to be a husband. And Claire is like, oh, that's so sweet. Okay, let's see what happens next week. So now we have what we have all been waiting for. You've been waiting for it. Okay, admit it. A little part of you has been waiting for this wedding day for Gino and Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine is finally marrying her gringo Benito. So everybody's getting ready. Even Coco's getting ready. Okay, this is a big day. Uncle Marco's looking sharp. He's looking like the president. Okay, and Uncle Marco offered to walk Jasmine down the aisle, which I found so fucking sweet. It was like, aw. So Jasmine's getting ready. And she's really emotional. She misses her family. She calls her sister on FaceTime. She's sobbing. Okay. But she's like, Gino deserves a happy bride. I'm going to lift my spirits. Uncle Marco comes in. Uncle Marco's like, wow, you look beautiful. And then Jasmine, gets sappy and tells Uncle Marco that when she dreamt about her wedding day, the one thing that she worried about was who's going to walk her down the aisle because she didn't have a father figure in her life, And that was one thing that that was always a burden on her, Like, who's going to walk me down the aisle? And now she has Uncle Marco, and she's so appreciative of him. Uncle Marco gets teary eyed. She gets teary eyed. He's like, all right, let's do this. Are you ready? And she's like, yes, I'm ready to marry my gringo bonito. So she goes out on Uncle Marco's arm, and Gino's so nervous. Gino's like, I can't even look at her. And then when she's walking down the aisle, she sees a laptop on a chair, and she gets so excited because she knows that means her family is there virtually. And she could feel their love and their support, and she is so happy. They say their vows. You may kiss the bride. And now we have Mr. and Mrs. Gino and Jasmine. So Jasmine is so happy. Everybody's crying for joy. Okay, so now at the reception, I have one question. Why the fuck was she wearing a blazer over her dress? Did you guys notice that? She was wearing like a blue men's blazer over that gorgeous dress. Okay. So they make a grand announcement that they will look into having babies eventually. Eventually. And we had a momentous occasion on this episode. And this is one of the reasons why I gave this episode a C. So Gino and Jasmine are taking wedding pictures. And guess what? Gino took his hat off. He took his hat off and took pictures without his hat. Momentous 90-day occasion that will go down in history, guys. Okay? Wow. So now moving on. Clayton and Annalie. Oy. So now Annalie, the next morning, she doesn't feel any better. She really doesn't. Okay? And she calls her mom and she tells her mom about Clayton being a drama king. And her mom's basically like, couples argue, my daughter, and you guys need to work through this. You're not going to throw 2 years away. Okay? Meanwhile, we have Clayton leaving her messages with guinea pig kisses at the end. I would be like, oh my goodness. Okay. So Cameron, his best man, doesn't feel very hopeful because it's the day of the wedding and Clayton hasn't even spoken to his bride. His bride hasn't opened up the voice message. He's like, I don't feel really hopeful about this, but hey, I'm here. I might as well roll with it. So they go to the venue and he's showing Clayton, where everything's going to happen. And he has a chair memorial for his brother Germany that passed away in a car accident. Okay. So he starts getting emotional because he's like, I know my brother would have loved to be here. To have somebody taken away from you like that so suddenly, unexpected, it really, hits the heart, So Clayton's really emotional between his brother, Annalie not responding. He doesn't know if he has a fucking runaway bride or not. 3 hours sleep. He is sobbing his eyes out. And Cameron is just rubbing his back and he's like, it's okay, bro. It's okay. So now, the day of the wedding. Oh, one more thing. Annalie hadn't opened up his message, but Annalie's mother messaged him. And basically, the message said that Annalie's, upset about you being upset about the strippers at the bachelorette party. And she doesn't want to hear you complain anymore. That's basically what the message said. Okay? So now, Cameron said something that really made sense. He says that he's, not very hopeful about this happening because there seems to be big reactions coming from both sides. And when there's big reactions like that, things are never good. Okay? So now it's ceremony time. Clayton's all dressed up in his suit, standing at the altar. Brandy's all dressed up, holding her little bouquet. Cameron's there. The officiant's there. But there's no Annalie. She has opened up the message though, but hasn't responded. And Brandy's like, tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. You do know we're 30 minutes late, right? And Clayton's like, yes, I know we're 30 minutes late. I guess I'm going to have to make some type of announcement. He's like, thank you, everybody, for your patience and whatever. But now he looks like he's starting to lose hope. Are we going to have a runaway bride, or is she just running on Venezuelan time? We shall see next week. So finally, we have Sam and Citra. It's American Wedding Day. Okay? Now, Sam just did his conversion ceremony. I would like to ask him, what the fuck made him think that being married by a Christian pastor would fly in any fucking way? Okay? Stupid question. Asking for myself, and all of my 90-day friends, okay? Little tongue-tied today. Just asking, why did you think that being married by a Christian pastor would be okay when you just converted, okay, for Citra's dad? So anyway, Herman tells him, no way, no how, this is not going to fly. There's an hour to the wedding, and he needs to find somebody to marry him. Like Citra said, it's not like you could pull somebody off the street. So he's calling. Hi, do you know anybody that can marry me in like an hour? So Sam comes in. Sam is his brother. I'm sorry. Tim comes in, and Tim is his brother, also best man. And he's like, oh, is everything okay? And Sam's like, not really. You know, Herman didn't like the idea of, having a Christian pastor do the American wedding, considering that I just converted to Islam, so I don't have anybody to marry us. Meanwhile, Tim is like, Luke can marry you guys. He did one of those classes online that made him an officiant. Luke being their other brother. And Sam is like, thank goodness. First, let me go ask Luke if he'll do it because he's kind of a goofball. Luke is in a blazer with a backwards baseball cap. So yeah, I could see why he's kind of a goofball. Okay. And he doesn't take things seriously. But Luke took him seriously and said, oh, yes, it'll be my honor to marry you guys. So now Sam just had to okay this with Herman. Herman was totally on board. But now here is the final hurdle before Sam could get married. He had to fire the pastor, guys. The pastor showed up and he had to tell him, I'm sorry, your services are not going to be needed today because I recently converted to Islam. My father-in-law is not having it. So instead, my brother, who took a course online, is going to marry us. If I was that pastor, I would have handed him a bill. But the pastor was like, good luck to you guys, and he left. I can't believe Sam fired a pastor. Okay, so Citra comes walking down the aisle. She looks beautiful. And he decides that he is going to be the first one ever that proposes at the altar. Remember that ring he bought in the pawn shop? He gets down on one knee and says, Citra, will you marry me? And Citra's like, yeah, I'm here in this dress. What do you think? So they exchange their vows. You may kiss the bride. And did I tell you how much Sam was looking forward to wedding night? How much he wanted to get some boom boom? How backed up he is? Well, he is going to get his boom boom tonight because it's his wedding night. So let's get it on. And that's how the episode ends. Thank you so much, guys, for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button and share my video with a friend or 10. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye, everybody.